Tommy, how did you get so good? Was it your ability to focus more than you think your peers had the ability to focus on the guitar?
I don't think about stuff like that.
Really?
Well, I'm just a learner like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I'm beg, stealing, and borrow. From all the greats who came before us: Merle Travis, Chet Atkins, Jerry Reed. And so many great players out there: Doc Watson, Tony Rice, Albert Lee, James Burton. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. You know, I mean, I don't sit around making up arrangements for Freight Train. I may use Freight Train when I do a tribute to Chet Atkins. At say the Chet Atkins convention here, I may play a whole medley of Chet tunes, starting with
Windy and Warm,
and then go, okay, and then you know, and I may quote some of his original licks. You know, things like that to say, "We salute you, sir." You know,
right? But Tommy, I have sat down to try to learn your arrangements, and I will try to focus on them. And then sometimes I'll get pulled in another direction. Maybe I have to learn music for another gig, and then I come back to it and I forget it, or I just get frustrated and I give up. Or I just lose focus. I just don't have the focus. And I get the sense that you don't struggle with that in the same way that maybe I struggle with that. Or what is it?
Well, I don't have to get in the car and run and play in a bar to try and make a living.
Right.
I've already done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done that a million times. But I think what I'm trying to say to you is, if you want to do this style well and have some good arrangements and stuff, you can't be doing really much else, you know. You got to remember, I haven't done anything else in my life but music, and I've tried to learn and beg, steal, and borrow, as I said, and so you just go through stages of learning new songs and being inspired by you know, compositions on Chet Atkins records back in the 60s and 70s, especially when he started recording Jerry Reed's tunes. It was like a lightning bolt in music to me. And I can remember going to the record store almost like trembling and sweating in anticipation of what this record was going to do to me, you know, and you'd put the record on for the first time, and you'd hear something that and it'd be like, oh my God, what's that, you know, and Chet did this all the time, but you know, for a music nerd like me, that was my life, you know. 24 hours was not enough in every day for me as a player, you know. But nowadays, I still play a lot and I tour a lot. But when I'm home, like I am today, I'm home here in Nashville. You know, I've already been playing at home, and I was playing last night till about midnight. You know.
Why? What do you get out of it? Why do you love it so much? It's unbelievable, right? That you still play so much.
I'm trying to work out new stuff all the time.
What are you trying to work out right now? Is there anything specific?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn the chords to Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Da, 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 Smoke gets in your eyes. Yeah, I'm trying to learn the chords to that because I'm going to record some stuff for a great man to sing on it, and so that was what I was working on this morning and yesterday.
Do you have a sense when you're learning this stuff? I'm blown away by, like, I'll learn this stuff and I'll have it, and then I'll forget it.
Ah.
Do you have a sense of how this stuff sticks in your head? Do you think if you really learn the melody first and then do you struggle with the chords? Like,
No, it's. I try not to struggle because.
how is that possible? I would imagine you're struggling all the time until this stuff clicks.
No, I do struggle, but what I'm saying is, I try not to say, okay, I'm going to play it like that, and that's it. You know what I mean? I try to keep the door open to learn new alternative ways, and always be curious as to what can I do to make this a little different. You know, like I was messing with this song yesterday, and instead of going back to C, I went. I went through different changes, and it brought a new color to what I was doing. So I have to try and, first of all, learn the melody and the chord structure properly, then have the freedom to open the door to other ideas, you know. And I think it was people like Jerry Reed and Chet Atkins who opened that door for me. You know, when I heard Jerry Reed in the late 60s, his version of Georgia on My Mind, there were so many beautiful chords that were different from what I heard other people playing.
Yeah, right.
So, Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song. Now, what a cool move. It's a piano move. And you can trace that back to Ray Charles.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, just being open to learning new ideas is an important thing, I think, for a musician. Don't walk around like this.
Yeah.
You know? Keep it open, you know?
Tommy, how do you visualize the fretboard? Do you see chord shapes and, like, do you use the cage system, for lack of a better term, or what is at your disposal?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. So when you look down, especially when you're playing up the neck,
yeah.
Do you just know the fretboard so well from doing it so long, or are there any reference shapes? Like, do you think about the pentatonic boxes, or do you think about any of that stuff?
Oh, well, I don't think about it, but I can go to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you said to me, okay, well, you got to play a blues in B flat or
what
whatever,
would you see on the fretboard?
So the B flat's here, right?
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
Right. It's there. So you know, I would have the reference of those shapes like that are in my head. But then there's
yeah.
I'll go to E flat.
So how would you connect, if you were playing a blues in B flat and you
Yeah.
were just improvising, how would you connect all those shapes?
I would play what I would sing.
Yeah.
So if you were backing me up with it,
Yeah.
right? I might want to go. You know, so I'm thinking like a horn section, and so I'm trying not to just play stuff that I've practiced. You know, I'm trying to hit something that is like in the moment, in the now. You know,
Yeah.
So, you know, this is, I mean, guys like George Benson showed us how to do that better than anybody. You know, when you hear George take a solo, and it's so in the moment and so right. You know, and I love that about his soloing, and it's beautiful, and it's born out of real jazz music, real bebop, playing with horn players and piano players and organ players, and hearing things that you like. You know, sometimes you'll have I'll meet a young guy who's, I'm going to Berkeley and I'm going to be a jazz guitar player.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
He'll say, "Do you have any kind of advice?" And I say, "Yeah, listen to Ella Fitzgerald's scat and learn her solos, because that's real jazz. You know, don't just learn the Joe Pass tablature or whatever. It's all good, but try to dig into unknown territory. Try to find the mojo through the people who have already done it.
Yeah.
Have a listen to Oscar Peterson way back playing C-Jam blues, and try to learn some of his phrasing, because my God, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Have listened to a few of Jerry Reed's solos on the Chet and Jerry albums. Have a listen to what he's doing. It's tapped right into that same thing.
Yeah.
So, you can just dissect all you want, and you can be scientific about it. But, like, here's a classic example. We all know who Buddy Rich is, and I saw Buddy live.
On your first trip to New York.
That's right.
You saw Buddy Rich live.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. And so there are guys with the ability to be able to dissect and write out and show you what he does in that solo. And they'll go, this is this, is that, and they can explain what rudiment it is, right? So they do that, and it sounds like a guy playing brilliant rudiments. But when Buddy Rich plays it, it's music. That's the difference.
Yeah.
How do you tap into that? That's what I want to know.
That's what you want. Tommy, how late in life do you think someone can become a virtuoso? Like, can you really become an expert at fingerstyle late in life? Or do you think
I'm not
you would
an
just start
expert on anything?
But
sir.
you have to.
So,
you are a leading voice in fingerstyle for sure. You have to be. Can someone become a master of this late in life, or do you have to start when you were 6 years old?
how much do you love it?
That's what it.
That's the question.
Yeah.
How much do you love it, and you care so much about how it feels and how it sounds? And it's like you can train a monkey to play fast, right? But when you see someone play something, and even if they're not doing anything flashy or anything spectacular, but they're playing this song with such a beauty and a feeling that it draws you in. They don't have to do anything else, because that's real, and you can feel that. The public are not stupid, You go out and play something from your heart, really from your heart, and they'll be with you 1,000%, So, the other thing is that the older I get, the more I love just letting everything go and just being myself on stage, and sharing everything with my audience, telling them, the truth about, I stole this idea from Jerry Reed and I put this here and blah blah blah, and the public need to know that music is here for us, and it enriches our lives, and nobody owns it, I can steal that idea from Jerry, who probably stole it from Ray Charles, who probably stole it from, Louis Armstrong or whatever. It's a language that gets passed on.
Yeah.
And it's here for us, So I have never once in my life had the thought, I've got to become a virtuoso.
Really?
Oh,
so what was your driving
kidding?
force to become great? It was just because you loved it so much?
I don't use any of those terms. They don't fit to me. I'm just a guy who loves to play for people. I don't love. I'm not looking for glory.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for fame at all. I don't want it. Because I've been around famous people, and the poor bastards have no life.
But what motivates you? I've seen you in interviews talk about how you will labor over a part until you get it just right. And you'll isolate that part. You'll play it again and again, so it just pops out. What motivates you to do that?
Because I want to play it well.
For yourself?
Well, just to play it well.
Yeah.
Of course. if you want to enjoy playing, like when I'm playing for young people, little kids and all that, sometimes they ask questions, right? And one little boy said to me one day, "Why do you close your eyes when you play?" And I said, "'Cause I want to enjoy it too. I put the work in, so it's all together and it's all working and the melody's there, and I'm telling the story. Now I want to hear the story too." You know what I mean? I don't need to be watching everything I'm doing so I don't make a mistake. If I do make a mistake, I'm just human like everybody else.
But I would think to put all this time in, maybe I imagine there's not that much ego attached to it, but I think it has to be that you want people to see you do it and you want to share it with people, right?
It's all about doing something that is real and that is honest. And, it's as honest as this as well. And that is, sometimes people used to call me when I was a studio player to come and play slide guitar on some track, and because, they knew I could do it, but I knew I wasn't any good at it.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Don't call me for that. Call this guy. He's the guy." And that's being honest. I know where my strengths are, and I know where I'm not real good, So, if people want to book me to play, like people are always asking me, "Can you come and play at this wedding?" Or and they have no idea that, I don't do that stuff,
Yeah.
And but I don't want people to feel that they can't at least approach me, I'm just trying to do a good job, and I'm trying to play something that people will like and have an experience. And somewhere along the line, when people are bringing their children to see me play, their kids want to do what he's doing, and their lives revolve around videos on YouTube and stuff like that. I want those kids to see this is a guy doing something real. I want to be able to do this, and they're sitting there in a hall, and they, are they looking around to see 2,000 people have paid good money to see this guy sit and play his guitar? What the hell? This is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a lifetime of playing and dedication and gigs and hard times to get to where I'm playing to thousands of people at last, and I'm 70 years old, It didn't happen overnight. I had to build it brick by brick, and there's nothing stronger really than a career that's built by hand, I didn't have a hit record. I didn't have a song in a movie. I didn't have any of that, and frankly, I'm not that interested in that. I'm interested in playing my guitar and having a good time.